Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're going to look at set 42111, Dom's Dodge Charger. Now this was a interesting set for me because normally I don't get Technic sets, but I have had fun with, there was a Forest Machine with the pneumatics, the Ducati Panigale bike was another Technic set that I checked out, really liked, so figured, heck, if one of the things they come out with the most is cars, let's try one. And I picked this one because with it being tied to the Fast and Furious, I figured they're going to get their A-plus designers on this. And for the most part, it looks pretty good. All these panels on here. Now, Technic will still have that unfinished look because you'll see like axles sticking out at the hubs, the holes along some of the panels. So those fans of Lego System, this is the reason why it's not normally your thing. But overall, I feel compared to older Technic sets, they've come a long way in turning something like this to look a lot better. Now, one thing I did mention in the article is there's a part of this set that I'm very confused with. So in between the back two tires is a gear that has gears placed inside of it, right there. So you got three gears, one to the left, one to the right, and one to one of the sides. Now, if this piece stays in place and you just turn it, it operates the gears, making the other wheel turn in the opposite direction. But for the most part, that never happens. So my best guess is they wanted the back wheels to power that gear, but still be independent of one another. So a lot of these gears, my assumption is, absorb some of the movement to allow this independent action to happen while still being able to operate the gear. Now, what that gear operates is in the front of the car, which is the motor. So you have a chain that operates, as well as 8 pistons, 4 on each side, that when they turn, you can see them going up and down in opposite directions based on whichever one's right beside it. And that's because you have a number of cranks operating those. Now, another feature is in the back here is this gear that actually operates the tires, so you can have some steering. The steering wheel inside the car is purely decorative, so it doesn't matter if you move this at all, it's not going to do anything since it's just tied into a pin. Now, one thing that is operable is the gear shift in here. It actually operates this frame at the bottom of the car, which allows it to, well, do like a jump. So you can even put it and leave it in this action pose like it's flying off the road over something. Now, one thing I did talk about in the article is the flexibility of Technic pieces. And that's because since everything's built on rotational frames, they have this ability to flex unlike any other model. This is actually extremely light because a lot of this is panels, and so it's all hollow. So a car of this size, I wouldn't normally just be picking it up and shaking it around like this. You could imagine all sorts of things falling off, and like I finally knocked something off, and it was actually regular system parts that's on the ends of these. That's actually what's the most fragile part of the model. It's not the Technic thing. So you can be pretty darn rough with this if you like, and just beware of the front and back. I don't know why it's, there it goes. Because you do have a little bit of Technic or regular system pieces in here. Now you do have a trunk that shows the nitrous oxide tanks that's inside. So you got that feature. Inside they took out the passenger seat and put a fire suppression system with the red tank in there. As you saw before, the motor has the massive intake on top. I think it's like a blower motor, and the piston, the working pistons, and the chain. You can see hollowness through the car, so again, speaks to the hollowness of Technic itself. But it does make it very lightweight, easy to move around, very, very durable type of set. If I had a Mustang, which is about the same size as this thing, and I handled it the way I've been handling it, it would probably just break all apart. Overall, it's a nice squarish model, but then again, if you know anything about a Dodge Charger, they're mostly known for being a big old muscle car that has a few sleek curves, but for the most part is a boxy model. So this does a pretty good job for $100. Dom's Dodge Charger. Oh, and the last thing is they made sure every single wheel has its own dedicated shock so that you can have a lot of bounce and move to it when playing around. So if you're looking for a rough and ready model that still looks pretty decent, the Dom's Dodge Charger set 42111 is a good buy.